Welcome back to Elements of Chemistry. Today we're going to tackle our third skill in dimensional analysis, working with squared and cubed units. Once you understand the basics of dimensional analysis, these conversions are just one slight twist on an original theme. One thing you need to realize is that a squared unit is just a unit multiplied by itself. A meter times a meter is a meter squared, and a cubed unit is a meter times a meter times a meter in this example. So what you're going to need to do is expand out that squared unit or cubed unit. So let's look at this example. If we need to convert 1,000 meters squared into kilometers squared, so we're doing like an area problem. We're going to start with our dimensional analysis. We have 1,000 meters squared. Well, I'm going to write that as a meter times a meter. Then when I do my dimensional analysis bar, I'm going to do the train track or monorail method. I've got to get rid of that meter twice. I know there's 1,000 meters in 1 kilometer, and that's only going to get rid of or cancel out one of these meters. So I need to go back and do it again. Now I can take care of that meter with that meter. If I look at my units, I've got a kilometer on the top and a kilometer on the top. So that's going to give me my kilometers squared. And remember, this could be a capital K. Generally, it is kilos, a larger unit. So now when we go to do our math, you'll notice that we might even be able to cancel something else out. We have 1,000 and 1,000, 1,000 up here and 1,000 down here. So we could actually come back in and cancel this with this. And we're just going to have 1 over 1,000, which we're going to move the decimal over, which is going to give me 0.001 kilometers squared is my answer. Now, this is a metric to metric conversion, so our significant figures always work out. We had one significant figure in the given 1,000. We still have one significant figure here, so we've done our problem correctly. Let's try converting 1,000 meters cubed into kilometers cubed. Or start with our given 1,000 meters cubed. Well, that's a meter times a meter times a meter. So I'm sure now you've realized, okay, you've got to do that conversion 3 times. There's 1,000 meters to 1 kilometer, 1,000 meters to 1 kilometer, and 1,000 meters to 1 kilometer. Meter cancels meter, meter cancels meter, meter cancels meter. Once again, we can have 1,000 cancel that 1,000. So we have 1 divided by 1,000 divided by 1,000. And this is going to give me an answer in scientific notation on 1 times 10 to the minus 6 kilometers cubed. One conversion factor to keep handy is that 1 milliliter equals 1 cubic centimeter. This allows for quick volume to volume conversions and leads to the definition of a liter being a cubic decimeter. So this is a conversion factor that I almost suggest you memorize just because it's going to make your life so much easier later on. So that's one of those few things I do ask students memorize, at least when I was teaching. Okay, so let's do some together and we'll check our work. Here we want to convert 1.35. Ooh, I wrote that interestingly. That should have been an exponent. Sorry, that's a typo here. Let's rewrite this number so it looks a little better. 1.35 times 10 to the 16th meters cubed. Okay, and we want to turn this into liters. We make our plan. Meters cubed is a meter times a meter times a meter. That can take us to a centimeter times a centimeter times a centimeter. A cubic centimeter is a milliliter, which will take us to the liter. So our plan really does tell us what we need to do. So we set up our crossbar. And I'm going to use some multiple colors here to try to keep it straight. So we're going to put our given in, 1.35 times 10 to the 16th meters cubed. So for every 1 meter, there's 100 centimeters. I'm going to have to do this conversion a couple of times. 1 meter, 100 centimeters. 1 meter, 100 centimeters. Meter, 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 got rid of that meter cubed. Now my units are cubic centimeters here, but I need to use the conversion factor that 1 cubic centimeter equals 1 milliliter. If you need to expand this out to a centimeter times a centimeter times a centimeter, you can. So centimeters canceling centimeters, centimeters canceling centimeters, centimeters canceling centimeter. We've gotten rid of that cubic centimeter. And then there are 1,000 milliliters to 1 liter. And this milliliter finally canceled that milliliter. Now you may notice we can do a few more cancellations here. A 0 can take out a 0, a 0 can take out a 0, a 0 can take out a 0. So on our calculator, we're going to put in 1.35 with our exponent to the 16th power. We're going to multiply by 100 and then simply times 10. Everything else in this whole scheme canceled out. And we're going to have 1.35 times 10 to the 19th liters. Now it's your turn. I want you to convert 1,675 liters into cubic meters. Once again, pause the video, work through it. You're kind of working backwards from the problem we just did. So that should kind of help you with your conversion factors. Pause the video, give it a try, and we'll check your work in just a moment. Okay, welcome back. Hopefully you got the answer and didn't get stuck. Let's take this slowly, one step at a time. We set up our conversion bar. We put in our given. Well, to get rid of liters, I've got to go to milliliters. For every 1 liter, there's 1,000 milliliters. That allowed our liters to cancel. I can use milliliter to take me to a length unit. For every 1 milliliter, there's 1 centimeter times centimeter times centimeter, or a cubic centimeter. That allowed my milliliters to cancel out. Now I've got to get rid of that centimeter. But as you probably have figured out, I've got 3 of them on the top. I'm going to need to have 3 of them on the bottom. There's 100 centimeters to 1 meter, 100 centimeters to 1 meter, 100 centimeters to 1 meter. And this allowed each of those cubic centimeter, 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 to cancel out. The only units I have left is a meter, and a meter, which is our meter cubed. We can do a little bit of zero canceling, not a lot. So we're going to have 1,675. 100 times 10 is 1,000. So 1.675 meters cubed is our answer. Sometimes because we can just do our decimal hopping, we don't even need to touch our best friend, the calculator. I hope this helped with squared and cubed units. They really are simple. You just have to remember to do them again and again. In our next video, we're going to talk about solving literal algebraic equations, and the one after that will probably be significant figures. We're going to finally get to that. Remember, you can watch these videos in any order, but just remember sig figs always matter in chemistry. Once again, stay curious, be safe, and practice kindness out there. Have a wonderful day.